What's up, y'all? It's your man, Dad Dude, bringing you guys another video. So, when I first heard that the Panthers turned down a trade offer for Brian Burns, I didn't think much of it because I didn't think that the trade package they would get for Brian Burns would be all that much, because while Brian Burns is a good player, maybe even a very good player, he is not a great player. He's not a top tier edge rusher. He's not an edge rusher who changes your defense like a Myles Garrett or a TJ Watt or one of the Bosa brothers or guys like that. He's a tier beneath those guys. And so I just assumed that a trade package the Panthers would get for Brian Burns wouldn't be all that much, given that the guy has never had a double-digit sack season and his pass rush win rate isn't really all that high. Like, it's decent. It's pretty good, but it's not elite. So I just assumed that a trade package they would get for Brian Burns wouldn't be all that great. Then I saw the report that the Panthers turned down 2 first-round picks and a second-round pick from the Rams for Brian Burns. Turning down that trade package is just crazy in my opinion. It's like, I don't understand the rationale of turning down a trade package like that. Now I get it. Those first-round picks wouldn't be in the upcoming draft because the Rams don't have their first-round pick in next year's draft. But there are still 2 future first-round picks, and the second-round pick would have been in the upcoming draft. That would have given the Panthers so much flexibility. Like, I don't get why you would turn down that deal for Brian Burns. That's the kind of package you would get for like a quarterback. To get that for a defensive end of Brian Burns' caliber, like, Brian Burns is good. He's not great. To get 2 first-round picks and a second for Brian Burns, that is an insanely good deal. Like, because the main goal for this team should be to find a quarterback who can be your answer long-term, to find a franchise quarterback. Because that is right now in the current NFL, the proven way to have sustained success. Having a franchise quarterback who can elevate the talent around them. The Panthers don't currently have that. So the more chances they can get at finding that franchise quarterback, the better. Those first round picks would have been invaluable. That's the second round pick in this upcoming draft would have also been very valuable, because you could package that with the second round pick that the Panthers got from the Niners. So let's say maybe the Panthers really like one of the quarterbacks in this upcoming draft and they think they're going to go before they have a chance to pick them. So you take the first round pick the Panthers already have in this upcoming draft, which will probably be a top 10 pick. And let's say you can package those 2 second round picks, or maybe one of those other future first round picks they would have gotten from the Rams, and you can move up and you can get the quarterback of your choice. Or let's say you don't like any of the quarterbacks in this upcoming draft. You have those 2 future first round picks in the draft for 2024 and then the draft for 2025. You would have 2 first round picks in both of those drafts, assuming the Panthers keep their own first round picks. That would just give you so much flexibility and so many chances to get your franchise quarterback, and to also surround that quarterback with talent. You could pick your quarterback. You could get a receiver for him. You get another offensive lineman or a tight end or whatever you want to get. That just gives you so much flexibility as far as the talent you can put around a quarterback and also getting that quarterback. I don't understand why you would turn down that trade package to keep Brian Burns, who is good, but he's not great. Now, to his credit, he is on pace this season to, I believe, get like 11 or 12 sacks, which is that's a really good year for a defensive end, but it will also still be his first year with double-digit sacks. And most importantly, this is year 4 for Brian Burns, meaning he's going to be due for a contract extension either this offseason, or they might pick up his 5th-year option, and then the next offseason he's going to get a very big contract on a team that is still rebuilding. I don't know if you want to allocate that much of your cap space to a defensive end who I've said multiple times over this video, is good, but not great. I don't know if you want to allocate that much cap space to a defensive end like that, especially one with the limitations that Brian Burns has, because, like I said, his pass rush win rate isn't great. And against the run, he flashes against the run. He has flash plays where he's in the backfield. He'll get a tackle for a loss. But down after down, he is not a defensive end that holds up well to the point of attack. The film just plays that out for you over and over again. When the running play is coming directly at him, he has a hard time holding up to the point of attack. It's almost to be expected given his frame. He's stout. The guy is well put together, but he's still on the smaller side for a defensive end that you want to hold the edge against the run. It's just not something he does all that well. So given his limitations, given his, I don't want to say lack of production, because the guy does produce. He just doesn't produce at an elite level. He's just not one of those top tier edge rushers, which it's not even really a knock against Brian Burns, because those guys in the top tier are all freaks of nature, but he's not in that tier. To turn down that many picks and that many picks that are so valuable, 2 first-round picks and a second, for a player that's going to cost you a whole lot of money here very soon and who hasn't produced to the level where I would feel comfortable giving him a very big contract, which he's going to demand a very big contract. I just don't understand why the Panthers wouldn't take that trade deal, especially given that whatever coach you bring in is going to probably overhaul a lot of this roster. If I were a coach coming into this team, I would value having those draft picks and the flexibility those draft picks give you over having Brian Burns. It would even give you flexibility in who you can hire as a coach, because while the reports are that Sean Payton wouldn't come to Carolina, having those picks would at least allow you to have the possibility of getting Sean Payton, because I believe he's still under contract with the Saints. Even though he's retired, the Saints still have his contract. You could trade maybe that second round pick from the Rams to the Saints for Sean Payton's rights, or however you have to work that deal out. Those draft picks could be used in something like that. Or if you're Sean Payton coming to the Panthers, he'd probably rather have those draft picks to get a quarterback and to get some skill position talent that he likes and to build his offense around those players he selected with that draft capital. I just don't understand why you would turn down that deal for, again, a player of Brian Burns' caliber. He's good. He's maybe even very good. He's just not great. I would have taken that deal in a second, because, again, that is the kind of deal you would get for a quarterback. 2 first-round picks, 1 second-round pick for a good defensive end. That would have been a steal. That would have been such a good deal for the Panthers. And I just think it was a mistake that they didn't take that deal. That's all I have for you on this one, guys. If you enjoyed this video, go hit that thumbs up. And if you're so inclined, subscribe and leave a comment. I respond to almost everything. And I'll see you guys in the next one.